couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Debate Network.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports. As always, your boy TK in the house. And as you know, I'm always with the face that runs the fantasy space. What is good, my brother? What's good, Streetz? How you doing tonight, man?
Good. Happy to be back. Nice 2-week hiatus or vacation or whatever you want to call it. Absolutely nothing happened in the sports world, though. So, but I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, there was nothing last week. We kept trying to go last week, but there just was nothing of relevance in the sports world until really the weekend. And then once the weekend came, it was all about The Rock and who's going to sell their soul to The Rock. And then that's a huge focal point of what we're going to talk about. There is some sports stuff to talk about, though. We got the Four Nations tournament, which was awesome. Professor Streetz over here is going to break down how he would fix Major League Baseball. And then we're going to do a quick run through of where we think the top NFL free agents are going to end up before we go into why everyone's here. And that's the wrestling, right? There's so much wrestling to talk about. The Rock and Cody segment. And you know where we are. We're right here on Circle of Debate. And you can find the boys live every single night doing a watch along. And if you watched on Friday, they weren't quite happy with the promo between The Rock and Cody. And as Street said, the network is finally maybe going to see some positivity when it comes to The Rock being back again. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to give our Elimination Chamber picks, and then we're just going to wrap up wrestling. There's just like a lot of like little tidbits here and there. Wrestlemania talk, Jade Cargill talk, Braun Breaker Intercontinental title talk, just Logan Paul talk. So there's a lot of things that we got going on there. But before we do that, we want to thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Please hit the like button on the video if you're watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're watching. Like I said, man, these guys are live every single night. Justin's an absolute animal, live every night doing a watch along, man. I've been running the show here, dude. So please hit subscribe while you guys are over here. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, please swing on over to YouTube, subscribe to Circle of Debate, and enjoy the show. And we got some comments already. Bakley, I hate Paul George. That's fair. Yeah, that might be the worst NBA contract of all time.
Ever. It is.
Yeah.
Woo!
Lauren, what's up, girl? Hope you're having a good night. She says she hates Logan Paul. He needs his ass to stay home. We'll talk about Logan Paul for sure. We really appreciate you tuning in. Justin, what is good, bro? We're just hyping you, man.
Ryan Seacrest of this network. Every show, he's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yes, every single night, man. Every night he's doing his thing. Yo, Matthew, what's up, man? Really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for being here. Dylan, the one who makes this all look beautiful.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Matthew, everybody.
Yeah, we're missing you tonight,
Dylan.
Everybody. You do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Shut me up. Talk whatever the fuck you want, man.
I'm just in my own world here. Saying hi.
Nothing positive about that. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a little bit for sure. Do you guys think the Hollywood? How do you think we'll end the Hollywood ending between Tony and Mariah?
He's asking you that one, not me. I mean, asking me that.
I was gonna say I know that question was directed to Streets for sure. So why don't you go ahead and say who's gonna win the Hollywood ending match between Tony Storm and Mariah May?
I don't know. Probably Mariah May, right? What's with the action figure of the WWE one? that Mariah May posted a Tony Storm WWE action figure.
I didn't see that, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't see. Look at you. So you
I know
a little AEW.
No. I don't know AEW. I just a social media or that's all it is. So like I just saw it on social. That's how I watch AEW. I see all the clips when X posts them and stuff like that. I don't actually watch the show.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I know about that. I don't know who's gonna win it.
Well, pick a winner.
Mariah May.
Wow, she thinks she's gonna get the belt back from Tony Storm. Why do you feel this way?
I have no clue because I read someone saying why they post the WWE figure. Is she leaving?
No. God, no. Get the fuck out of here. Those are like the two most AEW women right there is Tony Storm and Mariah May. No fucking way, dude.
She's like Tony to me. I've said it on weeks before. I've said it was like the best character they have right now, so you can't let her go.
4-time champion. She's the first ever 4-time AEW women's champ. No way. I'll be quick with this since we won't have much AEW on the show. Great watch along last night with me and the Redeemer. Go back, check it out. We had a great time. AEW was all right last night, but Tony Storm. I mean, they don't have her take the belt back from Mariah just to lose it a couple of weeks later. So it's got to be Tony.
No, you're probably right. Do not listen to me when it comes to this one. Do not.
Yeah, I'd put a lot of money down that I know Tony is going to retain that belt for sure. Thanks for the question, Matthew. Appreciate you being here. Jordan, what is up, brother? Hope you're having a good day. Wrestling Lulz, what is going on? Thank you for being here. No, I'm not aware about JCW Lunacy. Streets, are you?
No.
We're setting Streets up. We're setting Streets up for failure here. We're throwing him in the wrestling weeds early right here.
I don't even know what that even is, to be honest with you. So, I'm guessing some sort of.
You know what's fucked up? I have absolutely no idea what JCW's Lunacy is either. I'd imagine it's maybe like a hardcore promotion. I could be wrong. Russell, let us know what that is for sure. Yeah, Tony Khan doesn't know how to handle talent. That is fair. That is more than fair for sure. But we appreciate all you guys so much for being here again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. But Streets, let's rip the quick sports that we're gonna rip before we can get into wrestling, because I know like we want to hammer hard wrestling, but I know there's a couple things in the sports world that we do want to talk about. And let's start with the Four Nations tournament. How much of the Four Nations tournament did you check out?
5 minutes. So it was a lot. It was cool to see everybody like so engaged in this. They were talking about it on the radio. They were talking about it on TV. It was big for hockey. It was huge for hockey. It had people engaged in hockey again. But when it comes to me actually watching hockey, that probably takes about 5 minutes, and then I'm usually done. Unless the Blackhawks are good, then I just jump on that bandwagon and I'll stay for a little while. But otherwise, I watched 5 minutes. But it sounded like it was awesome.
It was fantastic. It was. So I didn't understand. I didn't know what it was. When the first game between the U.S. and Canada, that Saturday night, I had absolutely no fucking clue what that game was, dude. We were just like, me and my wife were casually out. It was like the kids we were kid free. We were doing like a little like date night, Valentine's dinner or whatever. It was like, I think it was like the day after Valentine's Day or some shit. And my boy, huge hockey fan, is like, oh man, I was like getting amped for this game. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is US playing Canada tonight? There's no hockey on tonight. And he's like, it's the All-Star game. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, no, they're doing like a tournament. And I was like, shut the fuck up. So then I dove into it, right? Like I watched that game that night. Unfortunately, I lost a couple bills on Canada. You know, I didn't realize what was going on with it that night. I got it back on the US. So, you know, that's all good.
I hated one part of it. You know that already.
Well, yes, cool. We'll talk about that. So it was a round robin tournament, and then the two teams in the finals play for the championship. I mean, that's what all round robin tournaments are. So I loved it. I'll just go ahead and say before I'll let you gripe about it, gripe about the format. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. The competitive nature of these teams, even when the U.S. played Sweden in the last game, the U.S. had nothing to play for, sure, because they were in the finals. And Sweden, though, also had nothing to play for other than pride. And Sweden they were real sick in their locker room. But Sweden came out. U.S. scored 20 seconds into that game, and then Sweden ended up winning the game. I think it was 3-1. Crazy, dude. And they were just playing for pride, just pride. And the U.S. was a much better team, but it was really cool. That first game, that first Saturday night, the Chuck brothers both dropping the gloves, fighting Team Canada, 3 fights within 9 seconds of that game. Awesome. You know, the part that I will say was not awesome for the Florida Panthers. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw that Matthew Tkachuk might be out for the year now. So I don't know how long a tournament like this will last for if a guy like Matthew Tkachuk, who's one of the best players in the league, it gets injured during it.
Hockey's a different animal. Somehow I don't think they'll just chalk this up as a fluke, that injury, and they'll be like, nah, this is hockey. People get hurt. It happens. We're still going to do this because that's what we do. Just like that whole ESPN rant when Patrick Subban, is that his name? Subban?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say it? Yeah. When he went off and said hockey players play hurt. When you're injured, you play. It's part of putting on that sweater. We're not the NBA players. We don't miss games for having a sore thumb or a hurt pinky, and we sit out while people pay all this money to come. You play every night. So I don't think it'll affect it at all. They'll probably do this again. It was that big.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Did you want to talk about the format really quick before we moved on from it?
Yeah, it's one. Hey, Canada, it's 1-1. That's it. You're not a champ of nothing. You're up. It's tied 1-1. That's how I look at it. I got a gripe on that part. You want to win it all? You want to be called the best? You got to go up 2-1. So we need a rubber match somewhere. That's how it should be. Now, when you said it, I didn't know. I had no idea how the format was even working. Round robin, blah, blah, blah. USA should have beat Sweden. So when they got to that final match, they were undefeated. And then then you make a bigger case for if you get to the final round undefeated, you got to beat them twice type thing, like a double loss almost. So
double elimination style you're talking
about.
Double elimination round robin.
But if they're both one,
there's no finals then. If there's a double elimination, right? You just whoever gets the first two losses is out. Yeah.
You got to beat them twice to win it all. They beat you.
Now we're talking about Berwyn Little League baseball right here. This was the playoff format. It was like double round robin, double loss round robin. Where's Mike Dog? Let's pull him in, man. We were.
He would he would love that format then.
Yeah, no shit. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the tournament. Oh my god, and that's what Bakley just said. The NBA should adopt this format.
But see, that's the thing. Will it fix it? No, I don't. Even if you did this in the NBA, I highly doubt they care. Like,
the players or the fans?
The fans would love it.
Yes, I was going to say.
But the players aren't gonna. You'd have to do one game, and it would be World versus USA, right? That's probably how it would be.
Yes, dude.
But at the same time, the players might not care much either. Still for that game, they're still not going to play defense. They're not going to try.
I don't know, man. If you're putting Steph, LeBron, KD, Ant, Tatum taking on SGA and Luka and Jokic and Wemby. Bro, that's fucking money, dude. I don't know. I feel like the world in particular would be real competitive with that matchup.
Yeah, they might. I don't. I just have. I don't know. Hockey players in general just have a way different mentality, and I give them credit. They do, but it's a different mentality year round. They don't make as much. They play for pride all season. It's not just even that game. So it's a little different. I just don't know if it would work. Maybe at this, they could try anything. Because, good lord, every format.
What did you think? What did you think about the NBA format this year? Before we swing over to baseball,
I thought the futures versus whoever Shaq for the first 5-10 minutes was fun because, like, I don't know if Team Shaq saw it coming that the futures were going to come out gunning on him like that, but I thought that was pretty fun in the beginning, and then it got a little. Both teams started doing just drifting off and not really caring like usual, and they were doing stupid stuff, and then it got boring after a little while. That's it. So the first 5 minutes of futures versus Shaq was the funnest part of that entire night. And they played for like 30 total minutes, and then it was like 3.5 hours of just weird, like people just talking and commercials, and then they did a concert. The concert was cool, but barely played basketball. It was like more of an event than anything else.
The coolest part of the show was the Mr. Beast intermission show where he had the fan, if he made a half-court shot before Dame made 3 half-court shots, he won like 50 stacks or something. And he made it. He made it before Dame made his 3rd shot, dude. And the kid won like fucking 50 grand.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they played to 40 points. Yeah, the matchup though with Team Shaq was, how the fuck did Team Shaq get so stacked? Like, did these guys not know how to draft? Like, do we have to give him nope?
Yeah,
like,
we saw when they draft. Everybody was asking what Kenny was doing when they saw his team. Like, what were you?
oof.
Oh. So of course, I think they just played. They picked their friends
Oof.
or something. Who knows?
Yeah, that was ugly. That was real ugly. But I
Yeah,
mean,
speaking of that, 100K, he nailed it. Basically, you got to give out more money in the NBA All-Star game. That's the only way. The winner gets everybody that in the winning team. Each player gets like $2 million or something.
I was
like
gonna
that.
say these guys wouldn't care about $100,000. Like Damian Lillard, I think they got what, $1 million? Did they get $1 million for winning the NBA Cup? I could be wrong, but Damian Lillard gave all his money away.
Yeah,
Which is awesome. He gave it to training staff. He gave it to the wait staff. He gave it I thought that was really cool. Building people. I thought that was awesome how Dame did that shit.
These guys would pay you $100K to not play.
They would. LeBron would pay you $500K. LeBron's out there fucking in his. Don't get me started. I can go on for days about that.
Yeah,
Fucking LeBron. What's up, Jordan? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Cody won't sell a soul. Rock. We will be talking about that here in just a little bit for sure. But all right, Streets, I think that's it on the Four Nations tournament. Really enjoyable. Hopefully the NBA adopts that. I think the NBA All-Star game could be a lot of fun next year. I think we could see the USA versus the world, and I also think we can see a slam dunk competition with actual stars like Ja Morant and Giannis in it, maybe Zach LaVine again. So I'd be real interested to see if they do that as well.
What's funny is, you mean, yeah, so they can finally let Mac McClung drift off into something else now instead of just holding him hostage in a G League team somewhere so they could bring him back up every January for the All-Star break.
Did you know he's made more money in
From
slam dunk competitions in his career than he has from the NBA?
That's hilarious. He's good. Don't get me wrong, he could jump. He is a one-trick pony, but he is really good at that one trick. So what's up, Jordan?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
He's great at that trick, dude. He sure as shit is.
But
But all right, bro. You want to pick some baseball or what?
Yeah.
B-A Bay, B-E-B, B-I Bicky Bye, B-O Bo, Bicky Bye Bo, B-U Boo, Bicky Bye Bo Boo.
What a goof.
You got to find the humor in that. If anybody doesn't know what that is, go look it up. Come on now. But there's me being a professor is just about the same as one of them being a professor. So, but yeah, welcome back to Professor Streetz. The big hot topic is always fixing Major League Baseball. There's one thing we know, and it is a certain that after next year, there will be a very, very long lockout because there will be a new CBA negotiated. And there's a lot of speculation, a lot of the insider from ESPN Chicago, Jesse Rodgers himself, was on the radio here, and he even said, look, going to be a decent lockout. Right now, you have 29 owners against the that's none of these owners. There's maybe 2 or 3 owners that'll side with the Dodgers, and everyone else is against how baseball is kind of being ran now. So first, you have the owner battle that's going to take place. So before they even sort that all out, and he's pretty sure that it's ending in a salary cap. It's happening. 90% of the players also are for the salary cap. And when I get into how we're going to do this, I'll explain why 90% of the players are probably for the salary cap. Well, right now, the way baseball is kind of structured, most of these teams don't care to even try, right? You got all these bottom feeders. There's no floor, so they're not going to try. They're not going to land. Even if they offered a big name free agent, a big contract, they're not choosing them because they'll just wait until the Dodgers defer money for the next 20 years and go there, still collect their money and go to a better team. So it's broken that thing. But by doing a cap, it would make you'd get a floor. And when you get a floor, more teams have to spend money. What that does is look at the NBA. We talk about it all the time. Look at the ridiculous amount of money some of these mid-tier, lower-tier guys are getting, AAV-wise, per year. And they're getting that because there's bidding on the mid to lower-tier guys from multiple teams because everybody's trying to sign everybody. This would trickle into baseball. Remember, when they do these CBAs, the only one who doesn't want salary cap are 2% of the players in baseball, the Boris guys. The guys that are getting $700 million, $800, but that's 1 to 2% of all the players. But they control every CBA typically. But this time, a lot think that it's going to change. And there's big changes that need to take place for baseball. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. The sport's dead. It's toast. It's fried. It's 5 teams. It's verse 25 at this point. So how would I fix it? The big things that, like I just said, lack of salary cap, deferred contracts is issue number 1. We have to fix that. Step 2 to me to fix baseball is going to be stars staying in their cities. We grew up watching our favorite player play for our team for a decade. It was fun to go to a here, what's it called? This is part of it, Bakley. I'm glad he brought this up because it's going to be part of the plan too. He said it perfectly here because it's teams keeping their stars. Because it's almost a new format for the mid-market, small-market teams to honestly get a good player, trade them before there are the 2 years left of arbitration, and they get a haul of prospects back. That's how you play on the cheap end of this. But the parity's getting weaker and weaker when it comes to making the playoffs. But they just allow half the league in now, in each one, to get to the playoffs that they're trying to even it out that way. So stars staying in their cities. Also, your kids, right? Your kids grow up liking a player. If your kid likes a player, you go to more games. It's just kind of how this all works. So gate traffic by keeping your stars in the city. The pace of the game, the style of the game, the rules of the game have to change. We've talked about this before on the show. They've already tried a couple things. They've made the bases bigger, pitch clock. I like the thing of make a pitcher pitch 5 innings unless they get hurt. Make him adjust. Don't let him go. He just has to figure out how to go out there and not throw 100 miles per hour. He has to go pitch. Maybe he takes it down to 92. He has to learn how to locate a baseball again. Pitchers have to pitch again. That would help immensely. So there's little things like that. And then free agency duration will be the last one that we talk about. NBA and NFL free agency are like must-watch TV, and it ends in 2 days. MLB free agency is the most boring, just painstakingly worst thing to sit through in the ever. And you almost don't even care about it anymore. So now I'm going to be real quick here so we can fly through this and we can get to the good stuff. But
take your time, man. Fix this shitty game.
So the first thing I kind of have an idea is salary cap and salary structure. We all know right now the Dodgers are the new evil empire, and they found the loophole with the whole deferred payment thing, and they're getting everybody. But you cannot look. Financial inequality is bigger than it's ever been now in baseball too, and a lot of this has to do with RSNs and other things. Like I've said it 1,000 times here, the Dodgers TV deal gets them $334 million before gate traffic opens. Before they get a ticket, sell a single ticket, they're making $334 million. If you drive right down the road in the same state as them, they're not even getting a quarter of that from their TV deal. So you're already now at a financial inequality right off the bat in baseball. The next step is not every team can afford to do what the Dodgers are doing. Stop saying all owners can do that. The Braves are a publicly traded entity. Their books are open. Though they last year they literally went for a $39 million loss. The Braves did. And they make a lot of money and they sell a lot of tickets and they have a good TV deal. $39 million loss still. So that means everybody's going to say, but your owner's a billionaire. No, he's a billionaire when he sells the team. He's a billionaire, right? He has to sell the team for that to happen. Most of these guys are not going to be able to just keep shelling out $50 million, $100 million a year out of their pocket because their team's not making money. So like the Cubs have tried to say, break even. That's our new goal. Break even if we can, because even their TV deal's not doing it. So we have to fix RSNs. Tim, you know this. Can you watch Bulls games right now?
Dude, I pay $26 a month to Xfinity for a regional sports fee when I can't even fucking watch regional sports. Make it make sense, okay? And if I want to watch those regional sports, I need to pay an app $30 to do it. To watch the Bulls, the Hawks, and the 40-win White Sox, play your clip. Fuck off.
So RSNs they're not going as well as everybody thought because they're way too. Every team is getting stuff. Even the Cubs marquee network, by the way, is not going as well as they thought. They're not making as much money as they thought they would off that. RSNs are arguing with your cable provider, your streaming provider, all this other nonsense. So MLB needs to take back TV rights from every team and own every game that's played by every team. You know what, Dodgers? You want a $334 million TV deal? Great. Guess what? It goes into a pool. every team's TV deal is split evenly to every team. There's your profit sharing right there. There should not be like I just keep saying, you cannot have inequality because of your market size in sports. You just can't. You shouldn't. If you're getting more gate traffic and you have more fans coming to your game, you'll get a little bonus in the next salary cap. But you should not have it in what your teams should be able to spend on each thing. So, see, that's what I mean. Like, it's horrible. Yep. No, it is bad everywhere now. I'm
trying to read that correctly because I'm trying to make sure that says what I think it says. So the only way you could watch a Reds game in their market is to watch it on DraftKings?
Well, look at you. I can't watch the White Sox. Antenna doesn't work. I have to it's hard. Half these
antenna. They tried these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers tried selling us to go back in time and get an antenna on our TV because they put it on free antenna TV. Who cares? What antennas actually work in 2025? What are you talking about?
Antenna TV.
Put it on Roku TV or something. Make everyone go buy a Roku or something. Like do something like that. Like you want to I was talking. I think I was talking to Bakley about it the other day. I didn't realize like how awesome Roku TV actually is. You got like 600 channels. There's a TNA channel on there. You can watch TNA wrestling 24/7. Random ass shit they put on. There's a Law and Order SVU channel on there. Like, put it on fucking Roku TV. But no, the fact that you have to pay $30 a month to watch those three teams is awful, bro. It's so bad.
Yep. So, anyways, RSN's out of the picture. Whatever. However, MLB should own the rights to every game. Blackouts are over with. People want to pay for MLB TV, make it available so you can watch every game from whatever app you have. And the blackouts, whatever. They can work that all out later down the line. Next, salary cap, $200 million. That's it. There will be, you could go over like in NBA, $200 million cap. You're not getting $300 million out of this. You're not spending $300 million on your team ever again. It's not happening. The players need to be sprinkled out a little bit more. That's part of it. But you're also going to have a $130 million floor. So every team has to spend $130 million, which is going to be easily done when you have to profit share everybody's TV bill going into one. And then gate traffic should increase for most teams when they try a little bit more. But they should be able to get players too by doing this floor because the big teams will be capped. So if somebody wants a max deal,
everybody.
Yeah. So
does that mean? But so why would? All right. So I know you said most players would be receptive to this, but a guy like Juan Soto, who's getting $60 million a year, is he going to be receptive to such a thing?
No, probably not, because Boris is not.
And $60 million a year, then if it's $200 million is your total payroll, I mean that's fucking 40%.
That's their thing. So here's
what up, babe? Thanks for tuning in.
Because Soto could still get it in that, but you know what? It might have to be with the Vegas A's. That's how he's getting his 700, whatever it is, because the Vegas A's are the only team because they have nobody else to pay that could pay him that. But we're going to get into why it's not even smart for him to do that. Because the structure, this is the next step. No deferred money, ever. You're not deferring anything. That's gone. You can if you want to adopt some sort of NFL policy where there's like a signing bonus or you kick the can, sure, but no more deferred money. You shouldn't even do that. I would just get rid of deferred, period. We're going to get into the rookie contract real quick because we're getting rid of arbitration. But you're going to do an 8-year max length for the team. If you're on a team and you finish your rookie contract, you can only get the super max 8-year deal by the team that you're on. You want to go to a new team in free agency, just like the NBA, you're going to have to take a lesser deal for lesser years to go to another team. And how do we get around that? Because you're going to say, well, you can't do that because players aren't going to say that. Well, yeah, you never know. We'll segue into this. We're getting rid of there's no more arbitration. We're going to get players to the major leagues faster too. When you are drafted, you have 3 years before a team has to make a choice on you to either put you on the 26th, their 40-man roster's gone. It is gone. You have 3 years in the minor leagues before a team has to decide. We could do two things. We can bring you up and call you to the 26-man roster, or you go into a pool where we do a new style Rule 5 draft. And if a team picks you up in that Rule 5 draft, they give you a major league contract. So if you're good enough, within 4 years, you're playing Major League Baseball. And by doing this, it assures you that every single person who's good enough to get into the major leagues will get past their rookie deal under 28 years old and still be able to strike that last big contract still. Because you got to fix the people are putting players in the minor leagues for 5 years and keeping them down there to save money. That's gone with this.
So how much does like Ohtani get paid a year then in this theory?
Probably, I don't know. Depends on what team he wants to play for. Does he want to play on a team that wins? Because then he's going to take a lot less to do it. Or is he just chasing money? Because then he's going to end up going to the Miami Marlins and being the only guy there. They might still be good. I don't know, but it's going to be just like the NBA. That's how that's going to boil down. Then, once you get to the majors, you're going to sign a rookie contract. There's no more arbitration. If a team elects to bring you up to the majors within 2 years, you can actually sign a 5-year rookie deal. If you wait that last year, you only get a 3. So by bringing up your good players, your star players early, like you should after a couple, none of them need more than 2 years in the minors. You're actually getting more out of your rookie deal with them. So it almost, let's go, get these guys up to speed, get them 2 years acclimated and bring them up. And then they'll sign a contract. And we could do this by draft slot where they're taken. You could do this by an abundance of different things on what they make. And then they play out that rookie contract. And then once that contract is over, the only team that can give them a supermax, like an 8-year deal at the highest AAV, and even go over the cap to do it, would be the team that already has you. That's it.
Like an NBA luxury tax.
You got it. We're almost stealing from the NBA to set up Major League Baseball. Because they do it. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. And it kind of equals out the playing field a lot more than people think, the NBA contract structure. And then if you want to switch teams, well, you're taking a less year deal. Same AAV is fine, but you can only go 5 years. So you can, at those 3 years, could be $200 million at the AAV that you're giving up to go to a new team. That's guaranteed. So it will keep players on the teams that they have. And then lastly, we're changing the rules. I'm doing what I just told you what we're going to do. We're getting pitchers have to pitch 5 innings. There's no more opener. Whoever starts the game is throwing 5 innings unless they're hurt. Can't change your pitcher unless they get hurt after 5 innings. Robot ump. The bases are bigger. Little things like that are what we'll do to kind of ease the we want the ball in play more again too. We want pitchers to throw 200 innings. We want the ball in play. And the game starts to get more fun again. But that's how I would fix baseball. Very long-winded.
Like, golf clap for you. That's awesome. No, I think that salary cap is huge. I think having the floor and the cap is huge. Having the ability to sign your own player to a max contract and go above the salary cap to go into a luxury tax is also huge. Getting rid of those TV deals and just having an independent or just one Major League Baseball television. Yeah, man. I like it. I like what you're putting down there, man. That sounded great.
And by the way, I might have missed a couple. I'm trying to read my notes as I wrote it. Go to the website. Now that we did this, I'll have the blog ready so you could read the whole detailed plan with numbers and everything that go attached to it. It might be easier than this, but that was a quick breakdown of it.
It's great, bro. That was great. From a sport that's dying to the most flourishing sport, and I love how you used that as an example.
Yeah.
NBA and NFL free agency are so fucking hot. You have to be on. You live on Twitter. You know, you just live on Twitter all day. What's Schefter got? What's Schefter got? What's Rapp got? What's Schefter got? What's Justina got? And let's see what we got, man. Let's pull it up. Let's take a look at the hot free agents. So we're gonna run through like 10 free agents, but mind you, a lot of the big names stuff that might go down this offseason will be via trade. So you got Myles Garrett. Where will Myles Garrett end up? You got Matt Stafford. That's a big rumor. Where will Stafford end up? So those are kind of the big T Higgins already been franchised. Trey Smith. It hurts us. It hurts us deeply. But Trey Smith was franchised today by the Kansas City Chiefs. $23 million. 1 year for a fucking guard. I can almost see it coming with Kelsey coming back. They're gonna go for it one more time. They're gonna go all in one more time. But again, as we discussed in the last episode, if you have Patrick Mahomes, are you really ever out of it? No. So the Chiefs will never actually be out of it. But why not throw it all in right now? Go all in. Franchise tag Trey Smith. And maybe you trade him. I doubt they trade him. I don't think. What, you have to pay two first round picks to get a Trey Smith if you trade for him, or what is it?
No, I don't think so. Not for a regular franchise tag. I think that's the other tag, the transitional, whatever it is.
Oh, okay.
If you sign them, you have to give up first round picks or something like that. I don't know how that all works out, but not the regular franchise tag. Because Snead didn't get that, right? Didn't they? If I recall.
I don't know, but fuck. And that sucks. As a Bears fan, that sucks. But you got Trey Smith already franchise tagged. You got T. Higgins already franchise tagged. Do you think the Bengals move Higgins, or you think that he's just stuck?
He's stuck. I don't think they're moving him. He's too important to that team, so he's stuck. Trey Smith is probably stuck too. So
yeah. Well, yeah, very important to the team.
And they're paying him, by the way, they're paying him tackle money.
Yeah.
Because they have to.
$23 million.
So it's because there's no guard for so they're all grouped into one offensive lineman, so they get paid by the tackle.
$3 million for one. So good for him. Good for him. I mean, I'm sure he's not happy. I'm sure he was excited to go get that 5-year, $100 million contract he was going to get. But at the end of the day, 23 mil over 1 year guaranteed. No, nothing wrong with that. But Matt Stafford, before we get into the actual free agents, do you think Matt Stafford gets moved?
100%. He's gone.
Okay. Where do you think he ends up?
No, there's no doubt about it. I think he's going to end up in Vegas, if I had to venture to guess. That seems like the. Yep. Seems like it. I don't buy the whole. We ran into each other at a ski resort in Montana, me and Brady. Yeah, no.
Shit.
No, you did not. You were at a ski resort with Brady in Montana. Is where you were, and that's how you're going to end up in Vegas now.
They have a dome too, right?
Yeah, because it's way too hot in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh man.
And you'll see when we get to our predictions. You'll laugh at everything I say then, because you might as well start with him. Because if Stafford goes there, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers is going to the Rams.
Well, I was gonna. All right, no, that's gonna. Let's roll. First of all, what's up, Joss? What is going on? I want to get Yo boys. Go back, check out the replay of the show from last night. But something really cool happened with Get Yo. So I'm sure it was Joss. He made a picture, and it was Ricochet last night with his bald hat on in the robe, and the Fresh Prince Will Smith in a backwards hat, and he goes, Ricochet's like Will Smith, Fresh Prince, and Ricochet actually commented back on the tweet, Will Smith is the GOAT. So yo, that's fucking dope, man. Good shit right there, man. But yeah, Streets, if you think Stafford's going to Vegas, that leaves the Rams open, and we got some quarterbacks to talk about. So I guess let's just start with Aaron. Let's go right to Aaron. So where does Aaron Rodgers end up? I'll let you start.
L.A. He's going to the Rams because I'm pretty sure Stafford's going. I think he's going there, and he's bringing somebody that we'll talk about later with him.
Oh man, fuck. I had Rodgers going before this exercise. Before I saw the Stafford news. I had Rodgers going to the Steelers in this exercise. I do think they bring Justin Fields back as their backup, but I think Rodgers with Tomlin, that could work. And I do think they're in dire need of a wide receiver. Does he come with? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
They are in dire need, but and Tomlin's the best at personalities and somehow managing all of them. He's like a saint when it comes to that. So he could make it work, but I think Rodgers is going home to LA or to California. And yeah,
if Stafford, I do agree. If Stafford gets moved, which it seems likely, but it's a downgrade. It's a massive downgrade. Going from Stafford to Rodgers is a major downgrade. And I'm sorry, going from Kupp to Adams. I mean, Adams is a better receiver, in a little bit because he's healthier. But I mean, Rodgers and Adams from that Spider-Man gift. Yeah, it's the same shit. It's the same thing. Stafford may be a little bit better, but I digress. I could absolutely see him going to the Rams for sure. But if Stafford goes to Vegas, where does that leave Sam Darnold? Because I had Sam Darnold going to Vegas and getting locked up and getting a nice contract from them. So, It's my pick, so I'm not saying whatever. I'll keep it with Vegas. I think Sam Darnold goes to Vegas, but I'm curious to see where you think he's going to end up. I think Vegas is a good fit for him.
I think I'm going to be bold here when I say this too, but I think Sam Darnold is the one that's headed to Pittsburgh when it's all said and done. Ooh. I think they want to, they're never in a spot to draft a quarterback, and they know Fields is the backup. I think they're all in to try to win. They a little bit of heat on Tomlin. They're getting trade requests, offers to see if Tomlin's available. Hot seat cranking a little bit. So I actually am going to be bold here, and I'm picking them for Sam Darnold. I thought about the Jets, but then I was like, nah, Aaron Glenn figured out how to beat Sam Darnold nasty in the just blitz him nonstop. He can't. So I don't think it'll be the Jets. And with Vegas gone off the map, it doesn't leave much else that that's going to pay a lot to get a starting quarterback. So I think the Steelers, just like it would have been with Rodgers, I think it'll end up being that. And that's that.
Fuck. Yeah, I like your picks a lot better than mine, only because that Stafford move. With Stafford moving, that makes all the pieces move around. Yeah, Rodgers to LA, Darnold. Oh, man. Pittsburgh, long-term option. They've been looking for a quarterback, and they've been searching since Ben. Okay. All right. Well, let's stick with the quarterbacks. Former Steelers quarterback, Russell Wilson. I'll start with you. Where do you think Russell Wilson ends up?
So, I think Russ ends up. This is where you're going to laugh at this one, because I'm going to get real bold here. You'll laugh at this. I think Russ ends up on the Jets, and I think their goal is to draft a quarterback. But I think it works good. I think Russ, his wife will love New York. It's one of those things that it's a good fit, even if he's just a backup now. And at his age, he might accept that. So I'm going to go Russ Jets.
Russ to the Jets. Okay. All right. Before I go, first of all, what is good, Poppy? Hope you're having a good night, man. I know work's been killing you. I'm sure you're ready to let loose later tonight on COD with Justin. Definitely looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in, my brother. He says he can see Sam staying in Minnesota. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. It's not a bad. If he would take, the problem is there's probably a lot of money out there for him right now to make,
right.
and that's where he's not going to get it in Minnesota because they can't pay him and all these other guys. So the money he's going to make probably means he's leaving. It'd be a great fit for him to stay with JJ and the whole knee and everything like that. But yeah, money wise, he's probably out there. It's just a tough task to pay all these guys and then also pay that quarterback.
Yeah, I just think because they got JJ on the rookie deal right now, so they're gonna and KOC loved JJ, which is why they drafted him where they drafted him. So I kind of feel like they're gonna go that route, but you never know. Darnold played great for them, but he's gonna get $40 million a year. So,
but yeah, all right,
cool. Yeah, my bad. I was getting a delivery. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
But let's go to Russ. You said
I said Jets. Yep.
And I am sticking with New York, but I think he's going to end up with the Giants because they're going to need a bridge starter. They also will probably draft a quarterback at some point. I don't know what the Giants are going to do, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if they get Shador or Cam, honestly. I feel like they should, but I think Russ.
I know what they're going to do. I like this guy much more than Daniel Jones, by the way, but I think they're going to do something that shocks everybody because they're not going to be able to get Stafford, and then I don't think they're going to move up to get one of the other two based on where they sit. So I think they're going to go. Their jaw's going to drop when the rumors start flying, and then it happens. But I think you're going to hear the New York Giants draft Jackson Dart, Ole Miss.
Wow. Okay. What pick do they have? Six, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. All right.
He's going to be that guy that climbs. Wait, his name is going to skyrocket in the next few weeks. He went from second round to the end of the first, and he's still creeping up there. And I always love Jackson Dart, and I think he's gonna be one of those guys like the Giants look around and go, "What do? We didn't get Stafford. We're not gonna pay all this money for this guy. We're in a weird spot. We got to get somebody. Let's do it. Let's do like we did with Daniel Jones and just gamble." And we're taking Jackson Dart.
Gamble. How did that fucking pay off? Especially with Brian Dable. We love Brian Dable. We loved Brian Dable. Poppy says if Rodgers ends up with the Rams, that'll be a horrible move, especially bringing Devontae with him. That'll be great for his Niners. I think, like I said, I think that it's a fall off from
every move. A fall off
Stafford.
For them, every move, no matter what they do, it's a fall off from Stafford. But I
just keep Stafford.
Correct, but I think they
pay Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they could possibly do that too, but I think their problem is they're not trying to like pay a lot of money. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I get it.
Yo,
what's up, Dom? Street's giving off them franchise QB vibe. He always does. That's why he's the face that runs the place, man. Look at him. Look at that face.
Jackson Dart, baby.
AJ Brown wants Micah Parsons to come to Philly. I mean, Dallas
I think every team wants Micah Parsons to come.
Dallas will never do that. Even if Micah Parsons wanted to go to Philly, I don't think Dallas would do that. He's now a free agent for like 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll trade him at the end of the day, but yeah.
Yeah, Russ is going to New York. Yeah. I don't know which one, but Russ is definitely going to New York.
I think it's the Jets because the Jets they'll be sitting out like they don't have the draft pick to get anybody, not even Jackson Dart when it's all said and done. And they're not going to sign Darnold, and they're not bringing him back. Because I gave you the Aaron Glenn scenario. He already figured, unless he looks at him and goes, I know how to beat him, maybe I could fix him, type of thing. But I doubt they're going to do that. So I think a stopgap for a year until they can figure something else out, or they just draft one of them.
So my bet was staying with quarterbacks, especially this quarterback. But it was such a talking piece in this city for so long. He wasn't on my list, but I want to just ask: Justin Fields, does he end up back in Pittsburgh fighting for a starting spot? Does Justin Fields end up in one of the New Yorks as a starter? Does Justin Fields end up in New Orleans competing with Carr to be a starter? Where does Justin Fields end up?
I don't know. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh as the backup.
Okay, so you had no faith in the kid still.
It's not that I just don't. It's not that he has such an incredible skill set of talent when it comes to just athleticism and speed and things like that. He just hasn't. We're 5 years in and he still can't play the quarterback position. That's his biggest problem. And he's a great backup because you know what? He could come in and he won't kill you. Maybe he'll run around out there, run for 100 yards that game, do whatever he'll make some big plays. He's just not a consistent quarterback. He's a backup now. So I'm going to say that.
All right. Cowboys asking for picks and Debo for Parsons. I mean, I would give up from a Bears perspective. I would give up pick 10 and next year's first round pick for sure for Micah. But
yeah, I would give up. Yeah, a whole.
Micah's insane. Micah's the guy I would take. I love Myles Garrett, but if I needed to go get a guy and he was available, Micah's definitely that dude.
You can have every wide receiver on the Bears roster plus picks, a couple picks if that's what it takes to get the job done, and then I'll just go get new wide receivers.
I would get rid of DJ in a heartbeat. I would get rid. It might sound crazy, but I would get rid of 10 next year's first, which should be high, and DJ Moore for Micah for sure.
Ask Dom. He's here. Ask any Eagles fan. You know how you win? You win in the trenches. Step one. You're going to win on both of your lines. If you need an offensive line that protects your quarterback, you need a defensive line that gets to the other team's quarterback. That's how you win a Super Bowl.
I mean, Rome will be a number one, but whatever about the Bears. All right, let's go rapid fire with these guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Najee Harris, Cowboys,
Browns.
Interesting.
Nobody's going to want him. No.
Hey, he's rushed for 1,000 yards every season.
I know, but that's nobody. You'll see. Look at Aaron Jones. He went to a rival.
Aaron Jones.
He stays Minnesota.
I agree. Vikings. Chris Godwin.
Stays Tampa.
Stays Buccaneers. Agreed. Devontae Adams.
Rams.
I too have him going to LA, but to the Chargers. That'd be nice, but giving Herbert a legit number one.
You're gonna be late to that Ladd train when Ladd's putting up like 1,200 yards next season.
I'm not. I am not. I told you when you asked that question for the that trade for Drake London the other day. I told you.
I know.
I said Ladd. No, I'm not. Ladd is Edelman on crack, dude.
Here, you want to know who Ladd is? They're different offenses, so it's not really fair to compare. But Ladd's Keenan Allen. That's who he's going to be. A lot of catches, a lot of yak for him. They need someone though who can stretch the field a little bit for sure.
And then you have Ladd with Devontae.
I was hoping T. Higgins would be in. Would go
even QJ. Even QJ is a nice third piece of that. But anyway, Amari Cooper. I am going to the 49ers.
That seems. Yeah, I'm going to San Fran.
Okay.
30-year-old. I agree.
Stephon Diggs.
Houston.
I have Houston, but I also think the Broncos might be a dark horse for Stephon Diggs.
I can see that. It depends on Tank Dell, but I don't think I think they need to bring somebody back. So
Tank's out
I
for
think
the whole year. For sure.
Now they say he's not. Now they're saying he's not.
Okay. I watched that. There's no way he's fucking coming back. No.
So I say, they need someone bad. They're going to try to keep him. So I'm going to guess Houston.
Best offensive tackle on the market, Ronnie Stanley.
Kansas City.
No. They had no money. I think he's either going to stay in Baltimore or end up in New England because New England's got a bunch of money and they need to spend it.
Here's the thing about Ronnie. Here's the thing. Yeah, right now they don't, but they can make some cuts. They can do a whole lot of stuff. The Chiefs before now, and they get to that point. Mahomes is also going to restructure. Keep that in mind. So he's going to push everything back and make less money and do this other stuff so they can afford stuff. I think the team that goes and gets Staley has to be desperate. I don't think the Patriots are in that mold yet where they want to overpay for a declining left tackle when they can just wait and see what they can just take him. They can just take Will Campbell right now and have a better version of it. So I think it has to be a desperate team, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs smell that. They might trade. They could trade again. They did it with Snead, right? So maybe they trade Smith, and there you go. I need a desperate team that's in a win now bubble for Staley.
I think that the Patriots could get Will Campbell and play him at guard because I think he's going to be a guard, and I think they can play Ronnie Stanley right next to him, and that's a nasty fucking upgrade at what they have right now to protect Drake May. So I'm going to go with the Patriots if he doesn't stay in Baltimore. Rest in peace to Trey Smith as a free agent. That sucks. Maybe next year. Doubt it. Sure, we'll spend the money this year. Drew Dahlman.
Chicago.
Bears. Yes. Yep. Yes. Best center on the market. Give him to Caleb. Josh Sweat. I got him going to the Commanders. They need defensive line help. They got a lot of money. I think he stays in the division, goes to the Commanders.
Washington, I agree.
Khalil Mack.
I was going to say Washington there too, but They can't do both. I don't think they can do both. They have so much money, but I'm going to say Washington.
Okay, you're so that's nasty upgrade at the pass rush. I have written down on my sheet, Bears, but I think that's just more of a wish rather than what'll actually happen.
Washington has all that cap and has to spend it on defense, so maybe that's what they do. So that's why I say that.
True. Hey, I don't hate it. I do hate that the Packers might get him though. That might be a late J-Pep thing where like Julius Peppers, Khalil Mack ends up playing for both squads. I don't want to see it, but I could see it, unfortunately. DJ Reed, best cornerback on the market.
Jacksonville.
You know what's funny?
Huh.
I too have Jacksonville written down. Wow. That's kind of crazy, bro.
Look at
I think they're in dire need of a defensive back, dude. I think they really need a DB there to help that defense out. So
I was hoping Reed. If you read the plan, my Bears plan, go over to the Game Breaker Sports website. You can read it. It's toast now because Trey Smith's gone, but I laid out I said Jacksonville needs help they got a good D line to me, but they need help everywhere else on that defense. Like they could go get the best cornerback in free agency, trade. They can move back with us, but we move up, and they still might get Will Johnson, and they could rebuild that entire secondary just like that in one season for them. So yeah, I like Jacksonville.
They can win the division next year. Jacksonville. They're not far off at all. All right, and then the last one, Javon Holland, best safety on the market. Where do you got him
Duval. Jets.
Nice. Yeah, I put New England just because they have a shitload of money and they need to spend it. But I'll go New England or Washington. One of those two will take them down. I guys got to think they're in the same boat as the Bears. Just a lot of money with a lot of potential, and it's amazing that draft class last year. It really is.
Yeah.
The quarterback position, all four of them. Well, really all five of them if you want to include. Well, shit, six if you want to include Michael Penix. But top heavyweight, Caleb and Jaden, Drake, Bo, man, the wide receivers, BTJ. Oh man, Rome, Marvin Harrison. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. But you got anything else in the NFL before we keep rolling?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Well, we got I think it's time. I think it is time that we move into this. Oh, let's go. Now I'm just going to go back and take a back seat right now and just let you do your thing because you've been I'm just kidding.
You've been waiting for this too, so go ahead.
I know. I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about. There's so much wrestling to talk about, and we got man. So The Rock came back on SmackDown. Unless you've been living under a rock, you guys know this already. The Rock came back on SmackDown, and he asked Cody Rhodes for his soul, and he said he wants an answer at the Elimination Chamber. It's crazy, man. So he doesn't want his title. He said he just wants his soul. Everyone hated it. Like the internet hated it. Everyone on this network hated it. I was getting text messages from other wrestling fans. They're like, "This is so fucking stupid. What is this?" Streets. I don't talk about it. What'd you think about the segment?
I know I think I was like right away the only one. I was like, I don't hate it. I caught right away. It was some like be on my team. I think everyone's first feeling was, oh, it's the corporation, right? That's what he's trying to build again. It's the first thought that came to my head. Whether he takes it or not as a whole, or debate or talk that we'll talk about later. But I did not mind it because I thought the story that could go so many ways, and it could get very juicy. And I know everybody was upset just how it all played out, how they did it last year, that Raw after Mania, the watch, how he came out and did the threes and did all this other stuff. But I thought this. Let me lay it out for you, right? And this is how my brain works. If I hated you so bad, but you had there's no way to take you down. In the corporate world, you know how you do it? You become best friends with that person. You become somebody that they trust, somebody that you take under your wing. And then, right when they least expect it, you stab them right in the back and you take everything from them that you wanted. And it's like the Game of Thrones almost in a sense. Like that, it's like The Rock is just playing some psychological narcissist who's trying to play mind games on a weak-minded Cody. And all the signs have been there throughout. They've been building this. Cody told you, like, I don't buy that it was out of nowhere. There's little tidbits throughout the year. Cody told you last year it's just getting started. Punk said it best, like this is waning on you. It looks like this is becoming harder for you. You look horrible right now, and all this stuff. And I think he's trying to feast off of it. So anytime, remember when he came back last year, The Rock, and I'm just a casual and I love when The Rock comes back. I get it. Maybe I'm the only one. But it was really weird at first too, with the whole thing and then the backlash. But when you let The Rock just take over and you let the story play out, it was fucking phenomenal leading up to Mania and all through Mania. And I'm willing to give it that chance again. That's why. Like, I don't think Cody's going to accept it, but I still think there's so much more to this story to go, and I think they have it all planned out. But just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Man, Justin says, let's be brutally honest. The segment was weird, awkward, and bad. The whole Cody and Brock just suddenly being buddy-buddy makes no sense. And then he said the only good thing that could come out of this is who's revealed to be aligned with Rock, because he doesn't think it's going to be Cody whatsoever.
That's the thing, but Cody looked confused. He doesn't know he played it. He's a good actor. He's acting well up there. He looked it. He looked very uncomfortable while The Rock was telling him that. He's looked uncomfortable. Does look like this hall is waning on him. I think there's no really good way to do that first promo to do this either. I think it was always going to be kind of weird as they're trying to get this going. That's why I think you got to give it a couple more as we kind of get to it. Let an Elimination Chamber, see what happens there, and then we get to the real Mania build-up. So I'm willing to give it that. I trust The Rock will entertain me enough. That's always the thing. And they'll tell a good story as we get to it. And like he just said, yeah, who is it going to be?
Oh, let's talk about that. Yo, what's up, Brandon, Mr. Opinionated? If you guys aren't on the Discord already, please hop on over to the Discord. My guy over here runs it for the network. It's fucking great job. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you, bro. Poppy says, I'll give my take tonight on COD. Remember, this episode is called Unforeseen Journey. Which direction is Papa H heading into WrestleMania? Oh, man, there's so many.
What do you think? Dude. You like it or what?
Me?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, dude. I wish I had that clip of Melissa with. I love it. And at first, I had to think about it, okay? And listen, I was watching the SmackDown watch along. I was watching SmackDown, all right? I had to mute the SmackDown watch along because I wanted to hear what The Rock and Cody were talking about. Usually, I watch SmackDown on mute while I listen to the SmackDown watch along.
Tune into that SmackDown and watch along because it's the only thing that is good about SmackDown is that watch along. It's the only thing that'll make you watch all of SmackDown is being part of that. On Friday nights, right here. So
literally, that's it. Kayla, Justin, Chef Dango, who's ever on it. Yeah, they slay it, which is the only reason, like you said, SmackDown's tolerable nowadays. As soon as they went to the 3 hours, I digress. So usually, I listen to the watch along, watch SmackDown on mute. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to this shit, right? And I'm trying to take it in. And I'm just getting texts like Nick. Nick's like, this is fucking stupid. And I'm just like, okay. I forgot one of my other buddies texted me, like, this is fucking dumb. And I'm like, all right. Joe's like, oh, there's Dwayne stealing the spotlight again. And I'm like, okay, all right. Just everyone's dogging this shit, right? And then I go to the watch along after the segment. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's go back and check it out. That was good. It was good. I mean, Justin was on fire on this shit. They're very unhappy with it. And I respect it. All right. I respect all their opinions on it. And listen,
I love it. Yin and yang. I like when you get both sides, it's nice.
Yeah. When Dwayne screwed Phil out of his WrestleMania main event to have the once in a lifetime matchup a second time with John Cena, I was pissed. Like, I was really, really pissed off. And I was like, Dwayne could go away and never come back. And even when Dwayne came back again, I didn't care so much about him coming back. But he's special. Like, what he's special. People talk about him. Well, I don't like how he sits there and goes online and talks like he's Dwayne Johnson, talking about the character, The Rock, and how he's portraying that. I think that's real weak. But I mean, it's 2025. If we don't understand wrestling scripted at this point, then it is what it is, dude. But I don't particularly like that. I think that's a little bit goofy. I think all in all, he's all over the place, which is also goofy. Because he'll be acting as a face, and then he goes into a heel, and he's acting as a face, then he goes into a heel, and it's like, I don't know what he's doing. The segment itself, yes, I agree with Justin. It was weird. It was awkward. Everything Justin said was true. However, like you said, there's something here. Like, there is a lot here. And once I started thinking about it, if The Rock wants to now be the leader of the corporation, that's awesome. That's like, you have to remember, The Rock, when he won his first world championship, it was when he became the people's champion, became the corporate champion. Like The Rock was the people's champion. He was still, he was heel. He turned face briefly, and then he joined Vince and became the corporate champion, Corporate Rock. The Rock just becoming the corporation itself. That's incredible. And the story that, listen, people haven't stopped talking about this. All right. People haven't stopped talking about this. Will Cody sell a soul? Well, of course Cody won't sell a soul to The Rock. Why would Cody sell a soul to The Rock? It's too early for him to turn heel. Why would he turn heel so soon? Well, Cody should turn heel. Like, I mean, at some point, Cody's going to turn heel, right? Then he can dye his hair dark, right? Like, then he can be dark hair, corporate heel Cody. But no way. He's still a babyface. He's Superman out here. Why would he do that? And like, people are going crazy. And then there's the obvious answer that John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. And you have this fucking John Cena who everyone and their mother has wanted to turn heel for the last, 20 fucking years. And you have Cody now, the new John Cena, who people, I don't know why they want him to turn heel yet. Yes, maybe in a year from now, but not yet. And they're going to have each other combat. After Cody tells Dwayne to go fuck himself at the Elimination Chamber, and then you're going to have Cena. And the reason that I like this so much now is because this is going to happen. After Cody tells The Rock to go fucking kick rocks, he is going to have a confrontation with John Cena where they go face-to-face on Raw one night. Maybe it'll be SmackDown to make it more interesting because SmackDown sucks and we need it, all right? But they're going to go face-to-face on one of the big shows. I don't know when, I don't know where, but they're doing it on the road to WrestleMania, and they're going to have that promo, and he's going to be like, John, you haven't won a singles match in 5 years. You need The Rock, John. You need me. You should become the corporate champion. This is your last year. Let's do it together. Me and you, mi hermano. And John's going to, do his, no way, absolutely not. And then we're going to be leading to the match at WrestleMania. Cody, Cena. Who is going to sell their soul to The Rock? Because The Rock better be ringside for that match the whole time. As, is Cody going to actually sell his soul? Is the Cena going to sell his soul? And then we get a winner. I don't know. Probably Cena should win the match. He should get 17. But Cena doesn't need to have the title going throughout the year, okay? So Cena wins. He beats Cody. But after the match, The Rock comes back. He gets the mic and he says, hey, man, neither one of these guys were my authority. And Drew McIntyre comes out, joins The Rock. The Rock starts a new match. Drew McIntyre versus John Cena for the world title. And the show ends with Drew McIntyre hitting a fucking Claymore on Cena, becoming the world champion with The Rock raising his hand on the show. And that's, do I think that'll actually happen? No. But motherfucker, just because of this angle on SmackDown this week, we could go that deep into the weeds about it. It's awesome. It's great. Was it an awkward segment? Sure. But what is going to come from it is absolutely fantastic.
You had to do step one. You had to get that. You had to get the first part done to get to the next step. That's why I don't know how you could have. Maybe they could have done it a little bit better how they did it. But I thought that could be part of it. That could definitely be part of it, Justin. Maybe they were both. Maybe the Tiramana was flowing too much, so they didn't have their best acting chops going in there that night, and maybe that's what made it a little more awkward. But yeah, I think you let it marinate. You soak it in as they tell the story. Like, I'm not going to fantasy book it like you just did. There's been a million things. I like the other way. Because I don't think Cena's going heel. That's for sure.
Never.
Not on his farewell tour. It's not going to happen.
25 years in the industry just to turn heel on the last 7 months of it. Come on.
All Cena's going to do is shake people's hands. They're going to do dark matches and spots after the TVs turn off, and he's going to sign autographs and shake hands and do his goodbyes in every city and stuff. Like, they want to sell T-shirts. They're not doing Cena heel. So he's not joining The Rock in my eyes. Now, could he win Chamber? Sure. That's a whole other topic, but he's not turning heel. I still like where this just ends up back at Rock versus Roman from all of this still. So that's kind of where
at 41 or 42.
I don't care which one, but we all know that needs to be the end game. So this all ends.
But let me ask you, Streetz.
I'm saying this one. Point. I love this. So I say Punk wins this. There's too much story with The Rock. You just said it. Like this, he screwed him bad. We all remember that. Like, when we talk about the triple threat, that was 14 years ago, but that's such minimal bullshit to use for a feud between Roman and Punk. There's a legitimate Rock Punk won. There's too much more story there with Punk in this. So that's why I'd have him win this, and I would have his favor be Roman. You heard this one before, right? I think I sent it to you, where he wins the chamber, he gets the Cody, we get Cody versus Punk, but then you get his favor is Roman takes out Rock, and then we get that match at Mania. That's how I would do it.
I just listen.
There's a whole other part to that. I've condensed it so we don't talk about it for 4 hours. But yeah, that it ends at Roman versus Rock at 41. It's not going to happen, but this is all going to lead to something for next year in New Orleans.
I guess I have a couple of things. And Justin said after Cena said at the scrum winning 17 is best for business. I mean, the term best for business from Cena, that is the term. I mean, that's the term, best for business. That's what the authority, Triple H, Vince, that's what they always say. That's best for business. It could be a shock. You could go heel, and then when it's ending, turn face again.
Yeah, but then he misses out. There's a lot of cities he'll miss out on doing the whole farewell goodbye thing. So it's tough.
Yeah, those are good options. Punk, Priest, or Seth. Those are all real good options.
I think if I was betting, are we gonna if we do picks? Y'all get well. If we do picks,
Priest.
I'll tell you.
Ooh,
I don't want to make my pick yet.
No, we'll do picks for sure. But what I was going to say is this all goes back to two things, though. One, if The Rock was going to be here, like doing all this, why isn't he just wrestling a match? Unless he like can't because of a movie role. But like, why is he here if he's not going to wrestle a match? Other than I guess maybe if he doesn't wrestle again. But I feel like it's going to lead to Rock Cody and then Rock Roman or something along those lines. But then also, this all goes back to fucking Gunther, dude. And I mean no disrespect to Gunther, okay? But at the end of the day, this is all Gunther's fault, all right? We shouldn't be in a situation with an elimination chamber where Cena, Punk, and Seth and Drew are competing for a number one contender spot with Roman not being involved with the title. And I love Jay. But I'll beat this motherfucking dead horse in, dude. There is no reason Gunther should be involved in a world title match at WrestleMania if it's not John Cena beating him for 17. If the plan was Gunther Cena, cool. Roll it, dude. But Gunther, Jay, because, I want to talk to you about this right now, man. We've had a lot of discussions via chat about this topic right here. It's the main event of WrestleMania, dude. And at the end of the day, you cannot have this man walk around with shirts that say main event WrestleMania Jey Uso if he's not main eventing fucking. And I'm not talking about being a main event on the show. No, the main event of WrestleMania. You cannot say that him and Gunther are not going to main event that show. So you're going to put a fucking Roman, but that again goes back to the point that Gunther should not be champ in the first place because you're going to put Roman, Seth, and Punk in a match together in like the middle of the show, and Bianca, and we'll talk about it in our predictions. Bianca's likely going to win the women's chamber, which is going to set up Bianca and Rhea, and Bianca and Rhea is a main event fucking WrestleMania match. I thought they've been saving this match to make it a main event of WrestleMania. So you're gonna have two matches on the same show.
Yeah, they're getting relegated to kickoff night 2.
That should be main. I think they do it all night 1. I think unless they put that one on night 2 to balance it out. But Bianca and Rhea and that triple threat of Roman, Seth, and Punk, those are more main event to me than Jay versus Gunther. So. But I'm telling you right now, and I'll let you have your point. But I'm telling you right now, Jay and Gunther are main eventing night 1. I would bet a lot of money they main event night 1.
You want a sandwich bet? Anybody that doesn't know what that is here? That's a Waddle and Sylvie thing. They do the sandwich bet.
I'll bet a sandwich. I love sandwiches, dude. We'll go to Pace and Cicero.
Perfect. We'll go to Freddy's.
Yeah.
So we'll do a sandwich bet because I will bet you that Jay and Gunther are not. Here's where let me use the verbiage here correctly, right? They're not closing out night 1, Jay and Gunther. They might still call it a main event match or whatever they want to use when they build it up to it, but they won't close out night 1. Get ready because they are kicking off night 1. That's what Jay and Gunther are going to do. And that's why I said I'll bet it because they're not doing it. Number 1, I know short sample size can't really. It's hard to say because it is such a short sample size. But both men's belts have never closed out both nights. We have seen non-title matches close out night one before too. So you've never seen. So
because it's bullshit and they shouldn't.
I know. So, and I don't think you're going to see it this year either. And then the second part of it is, as much as you don't want to admit, like some people are going to say, no. But even if it's a bullshit, which pisses, there's 50 other stories they could tell, and they're going to choose the weakest one in my eyes when they do this triple threat between Roman, Seth, and Punk, which is a whole other fucking topic because, they'll cook. They will make it great. They will Phil. These guys will build that match promo-wise. It'll be insane. They'll do a good job doing it. But that will close out night one because that's how they're going to promote it too. That's how Paul's going to. Those are the guys you put on the Today Show. I hate telling you that, but it's the truth.
Well, that's a world title match, Streetz.
I know.
There is no reason that Punk shouldn't have taken the belt off of Gunther at Royal Rumble, or Seth should have taken the belt off Royal Rumble, and we could have set this up already as those three for the world title.
Or, there's a million other ways they could have done it. Like I said, they chose the worst possible routes to get here. But it's the Gunther curse, too. Yes, the curse of Gunther. I warned everybody a year ago, the curse of Gunther is coming. And it happened. It's the one thing I've finally gotten right in my entire life when it comes to this. With the curse of Gunther came to fruition. Not only one, it was an awful dirt shit. It was just a horrible reign. If you don't think it was, you're just a fan of Gunther. And your bias is a little bit clouding you on that. Awful. It was awful. It was boring. It was lame. His dark matches and house show matches are more fun than what they're putting on TV. That's what they should have given him on TV. But they avoided it at all costs for reasons. Don't know. I don't know why.
Because he couldn't go over those guys because he's not a bigger star than them.
I know, but it would have. One of them would have tried. He could have beat one of them and see how it went from there. At least it was a more believable. It was a peg in a world title reign.
Jey
run.
Uso, he beat Sami Zayn, he beat Damian Priest. Fuck off, dude. Get out of here with that shit. But this is why, Streetz.
But that's another thing, Justin. Hold on.
This is why.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the whole bloodline with their hands up. So it's bloodline mania again, which Justin loves. I know that with all of them standing there with gold in the middle. It is a never-ending cycle with the bloodline. But it could still happen regardless because they could. The Usos will come out with their belts after Roman wins the triple threat, and then they'll all do it to close out night one anyway. Because at the end of the day, that's the match that's closing out night one. And it keeps all the egos at bay. Like Paul has a lot to do here. He's like, how do I keep everybody at bay, right? And Jay, look, you want it? He's been main event Jey Uso for 2 years, and he ain't winning a main event in 2 years, but they still call him main event Jey Uso. So it doesn't matter if he's closing out the show or not, and how many shirts they sell for that. He's going to get his moment. He's going to win his belt, and he's going to open up. The crowd's going to be so hyped for them in the kickoff on Mania. It's probably the loudest you'll get for Yeet, anyways. But then Paul's going to give Roman, Seth, and Phil. They're going to call it the main event. They're going to get their moment, and they get to close out that show in that triple threat match, and that's how it's going to go. But you're right. If Gunther wasn't part of this, Gunther should be in a match in the middle of the show somewhere. That's really the truth. And then they'd have a lot more options that they could do, but instead Gunther's eating up a spot.
Or they could have done Gunther and Cena, bro. Gunther and Cena for the world title was perfect, dude. Yeah, Lauren, I agree. And
we knew it was going to happen, though.
Chris,
when he won
thank
it.
you guys for tuning in.
But that's you're spot
but you
on.
could have done Gunther and Cena in the main events of night one, and Cody and Punk in the main events of night two. That's easy right there. But I mean,
possibly.
But I get it. But to me, I get
Jay's more deserving to me. So I still find something for Jay to do that's bigger. That's what I'm saying. So
Jay is more deserving for
Gunther's not. Just get him out of it. Put him in a weird match in the middle of the show after the awful year he had. Lucky to be on the show. If I'm booking this.
Stop. You're not that bad. The main issue with Gunther and most of the champions is legit Triple H is just having obsession with long reigns. Yes, the issue with the long reigns is champions don't compete. I agree, dude.
It's not just long reigns either, though. He's trying. I feel like he's also trying to like it gives bigger stuff for other people to do, and he keeps his big stars in other stuff doing big things with it makes every event bigger when you have bigger things going on across your whole card, in a sense, right? You always say it. Does Punk need the belt to have a big match? No. Does Roman need the belt now to have a big? No. So but Gunther kind of does. hate saying it, but it's
Gunther
true.
was a great Intercontinental Champion. Sometimes you just don't need to be propelled to that next level. Or if you do, it's as a transitional champ for 2 months. You don't need a 6-7 month title reign. It's just it's not necessary.
No.
And that's my issue with WrestleMania as a whole.
Which is also stale as could be, though. So you just rip the Band-Aid off and get over it.
Right. Which is why Seth or Punk should have beaten him for that belt at Royal Rumble. And then the others should have won the Elimination Chamber. And there's your WrestleMania main event. And you could have had Roman interject himself somehow, and you could have done. And I know, Justin, want Roman in the title match, but he didn't have to win it. You could have Punk, Seth, and Roman, triple. And you could have even win a
doesn't matter.
Further.
They're all going to be out.
They all hate each other so much. You could have won Punk, Drew, Seth, Roman, Fatal 4-Way. I know people hate it because WrestleMania 16, WrestleMania 2000, whatever. But you could have easily won those 4 guys. There's so much beef and drama amongst those 4 guys. Your 4 biggest guys are arguably outside of Cody in your company. Dude, run that fucking match. But
I know. And now we're getting the triple threat, which will close out night 1. But we are, and it's sorry, you say that that's a good, I'm glad you said that. What beef though? The Roman Punk beef, it's the 14 years ago. If you go back to even how it was, it's not enough. The Seth Punk beef is so big and so juicy because Seth kept it going after Punk left and kept that. And he said his name and he did all and then the reaction when he came back at Survivor Series, there's not enough there for Punk Roman yet. There just isn't. And they're wasting it by just
Punk Roman should be a one-on-one WrestleMania main event.
For a title, yes. Because you got to build to that.
For the title, yes.
Yeah. But
also I think that you and others are taking this favor thing a little too seriously. I think he's going to implement the favor in a big way, but not yet. I think that the story's just marinating, baby. We got lots of time.
Yeah. Let me tell you, if the favor is a triple threat, what a dumb favor. What a stupid favor. She said it. They should have just did this. Could have just done this. Saved it for instead of blow their load on the Netflix special, or they could have still did it. They could have had match 1 there and still kept going.
To blow their because Seth needs to get his win back. Yeah,
correct. So they could have just kept this going. Those two would be
Punk's
fine.
Not going to lose his. Punk's not going to lose his first WrestleMania, which means Punk's going to win the match because there's no way Punk's going to come back and lose his first WrestleMania match. But then you're going to have Punk go over in the main event, Roman and Seth by beating Seth again because you know damn well Roman ain't taking the fucking pin. Yeah,
true. I don't know how you do. That's a whole other topic, though. If that really happens, we have to debate.
That match is so fucking stupid.
But that's why I think it's dumb.
That match is stupid as fuck.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Punk, Seth makes sense. Seth versus any of them makes sense. Punk and Roman angle just doesn't make sense yet. Especially, just because he eliminated him in Royal Rumble to me doesn't do enough to dig up the weird Shield stuff from 14 years ago. Like I said, Seth kept that rivalry growing post Punk leaving. Roman hasn't. So
you just did Seth and Roman one-on-one to start either one of the nights.
And then they shook hands in War Games. They shook hands. Punk pulled Roman off the table and saved him, and all this other stuff in that match. No, after watching that, we're not going pivoting in seconds to Roman and Punk.
I think that's why Roman said the one statement Roman made. We just teamed up a couple months ago. Roman was in shock that it was Punk. It's the Royal Rumble, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
You've just been a world champ too long to realize you knock your tag team partner out of the Royal Rumble if you need to win that thing.
What? Come on, dude.
And I know they use Rumble to foreshadow things a lot and stuff like that, but times have changed. There's a lot of other stuff. It's still not enough for me. You will never sell me on that being enough. Punk Roman is a WrestleMania main event itself.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And Roman's got 2 monster matches coming up at WrestleMania, in my opinion. And Roman should have had 3. It should have been 1-on-1 versus Seth this year, 1-on-1 versus Rock or Punk next year, and then Rock or Punk the following year. Although I think Roman and Drew have a lot of beef that should be solved at a WrestleMania as well. And I think Drew's getting fucked with this whole thing.
Unless maybe he's not.
Unless my theory comes to fruition, and on night 2, Drew ends up with The Rock as world champion.
He's perfect to be with The Rock. To be kind of that is a great, and that's why when we get to chamber picks, it gets spicy because I think Drew makes the most sense. Maybe makes the most sense to do it, but Drew and Punk both could do it. in my eyes, and be phenomenal at it. And there's enough
Oh my god! If it
promo
was
story there. So
Punk, if Punk joined The Rock to get the world title and to get his WrestleMania main event, like what if the favor is Heyman getting Punk? What if Punk? I think you said this, but what if Punk ends up in both triple threat matches? So Punk, Roman, and Seth night one, and then Punk goes, "Hey, I want my favor. I want a world title match." Roman screwed me in the Elimination Chamber. I didn't lose. Roman cost me that match. I won this match on night one. Put me in the world title match night two. Heyman gets him in the world title match somehow, and then he joins The Rock and becomes corporate Punk.
He'd be phenomenal at the corporate Punk angle. I won't go that far, but I will. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but I do think I like the stipulation at least. Something out of that triple threat match. Make it worthwhile, please. Don't just close out night one of WrestleMania in some awkward triple threat between those three with no title match on the line or anything like that. Just doesn't make sense. But I do like the stipulation factor to that match. It would make it juicy, kind of build it up. Now the rest of it, though, yeah, that may be just our Punk bias there a little bit, huh?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well,
it's always going to be there. Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to kind of shoot on before we hop into the elimination?
No, go ahead.
Well, did you have any thoughts? I guess we can talk about it during the chamber. Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Penta. Are you feeling anything for an Intercontinental title match there, or what are you thinking with all those guys?
They got nothing going right now, so I don't know. What do you like? The old adage, like just throw it in a blender with everybody for the Intercontinental title and throw it out there as a match. Seems fine because they got nothing else kind of building. I love Penta, but I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. I would just do AJ versus Braun Breaker as the match, but I get why people are like, well, let's do it a fatal four-way. That's fine.
I would do it a 6-man. I would fuck fatal four-way. I would go Braun, Penta, AJ, Finn, Sheamus, Kaiser. Sheamus walks out, Grand Slam champion. Let's go.
You know, my take on this though is always going to be. I call it the omelet. It's like I have nothing to do with these guys, so make an omelet type thing. Like, what else do you make when you have 4 eggs and a frying pan, and that's all you got? You make an omelet. That's what you do. So they're just an omelet of a triple for an Intercontinental title. I'd prefer some sort of like good story that goes with it from a couple guys only. But I get it. Good match. Probably it'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be good. And then as far as SmackDown goes, for me, the reason SmackDown sucks is 3 hours. 3 hours is just way too much. I don't know what it is about SmackDown, but once they went to 3 hours, I was like, man, this show is fucking weak.
It's 3 hours, and I feel like they're trapped. Number one, they're missing Roman. That's not like Raw has its stars, and they're there weekly. And it helps when they all come out, even if they're just doing promos. If Roman just came out and talked every week, they would make that show a little bit better. But I feel like they're kind of, besides the star power they lack on that show, Drew will help, but we need to get to where Drew's doing something big on the show. Right now, he's kind of, we're stuck in this Mania lull where they're waiting to plot out these stories. So I think SmackDown would get a little better with Drew doing bigger stuff. Drew, Jacob, some of these guys post Mania, I think it'll be a lot more fun. But you're right, 2 hours has to be the show. They just, yeah.
Drew just lost to Big Jim clean in the first match of the show on SmackDown. Like, that's stupid. Crazy, dude. Like, I love Big Jim. Big Jim should win the U.S. title from Shinsuke. But
like Drew's your what? You're the guy he should be going like going against Cody. That's your opposite of Cody on that show with KO, Drew, those guys all not losing to Jimmy. God, I can't do the three all them holding belts at Mania. It's got to end. The bloodline has to end. I'm begging for the story to just turn somehow so it's Roman versus Rock.
You had another year, at least Drew versus Jacob would be fucking fire, Lauren.
We know it's not ending until that match happens, if it happens.
Yeah, it's not ending until then. But no, I solemnly believe that Big Jim, wins the U.S. title night one. Jay ends night one with the world championship win, and then we're yeeting away as those two are singles champions to end WrestleMania.
Oh, I know. And well, no, they're coming out to the ring to join Roman at the end of the night. Because Roman is I told you this. I feel like Punk and Seth are huge. They're 3 of the 4 biggest names, and still they got in that company, right? But it's Roman. That's why he's closing the show. That's the main event, and that's why he's going to come.
Roman's main event in 7 WrestleManias already, I think. Right? Yeah.
But it's not. But he's not doing like a title match on night 2 this time. That's why I think he still gets the end of night 1 because they're going to sell it as that, like Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania main event. Like it's just that's how they do it, and they keep everybody happy that way. They keep everybody at bay by doing that.
I can see it. I think it's Jay, but I can see it for sure. All right, let's swing into our Elimination Chamber picks. Let's start at the bottom of the card. Let's work our way up. We got a pretty cool tag team match, man. She could be her mother. It's awesome, man. That picture that's on her graphic, they look so alike. It's wild. Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy Stratus, as you want to call him, taking on Nia Jax, Candice LeRae. I'll be quick with this one. It's obvious. It's Tiffany and Trish. I mean, come on.
It's Tiffy and Trishy time. It's in Canada, of course. This is easy.
Yeah, easy for sure. All right, this match then, not so easy for me. KO, Sami Zayn, unsanctioned street fight in Toronto. I bet one of them probably, I don't know, I'd say KO usually, but maybe Sami Zayn will be in a Toronto Maple Leafs hockey jersey. Who do you got winning this match, Streets?
Sammy. I have Sammy because somebody's coming back.
So you think Randy comes back?
Yep.
At the Elimination Chamber, cost KO, Sammy wins, Randy KO at Mania.
At Mania. Yep.
Which makes sense because I was wondering why they were doing this KO Sammy match at Elimination Chamber. It makes sense in Toronto.
It's fun. It's fun for them being in Canada to do this too. I get that.
Yeah.
But then it does set up, gives Randy something too big for. And by the way, I'm gonna do.
Hell yeah!
I'm making a Royal Rumble pick for next year. Sammy's winning the Royal Rumble next year.
Yes.
It had like after all this, they have to give it to him. So.
Yes. 100%. Yes. And Jay should have won Money in the Bank this year. But I digress. Yeet in the bank all over the place. I agree with Justin. Yeah, this has to be the return of Orton. You guys are right. I was like, it was really hard for me to think about this. I thought KO would get the win because KO never wins, but Sammy doesn't win much either. So I guess Randy coming back, hitting KO out of nowhere with an RKO, Sami Zayn. But what if he comes back after KO? All right, whatever. I'll stick with it. Sammy, this match is going to be fucking, as my boy Justin says. This match is
neither might win. It's unsanctioned, so who knows?
I originally wrote on the sheet for our predictions double DQ or double KO. I meant no DQ, double KO, like double knockout. But
could be, yeah. Sammy could be laying there. Randy could come out, brutally take out KO, and then it just ends.
Yeah. But that's when I thought it was going to be a rematch at WrestleMania, but now I think it's going to be Randy and KO at Mania, which makes a hell of a lot of sense. But where does that leave Sammy?
I don't.
Fuck. That's tough. Sammy,
I don't. He's somewhere. He's with the bloodline. He'll be out there doing something.
Yeah, you're right. You're right for sure. All right, so then we got that's it, and then we got 2 Elimination Chamber matches. We'll start with the women's. We got Bianca, Naomi, Alexa, Liv. Who else we got? Who are the other 2? Oh, my sheet in front of me. Yeah. Bailey and Roxanne. Duh. All right. Yeah. Duh. I forgot because I forgot those 2 aren't going to win, but I can see Roxanne getting into the final 2. But who do you got winning the women's Elimination Chamber match?
Bianca. It was going to be Liv. I thought she earned it, but I think Bianca's going to win.
Yeah. I thought I too thought Liv was going to win the match until they won the tag titles on Raw, which just was an absolutely phenomenal match.
This is true, Justin. Definitely could be a 2-parter here, as they.
That was my original thought. But what does Randy Orton do at WrestleMania then? It's got to be KO. You guys hit it on the head with your first thought for sure. It's got to be Randy and KO. But I do agree that this is what I initially thought was going to happen, and that was going to be just a killer match at WrestleMania. But as far as the women's chamber goes, this one's going to be a lot of fun. Bailey and Roxanne, I think, will wrestle one-on-one at WrestleMania. Alexa, God, I can see her coming down to the final 2, but she's not going to win it. Roxanne, I can see coming down to the final 2, but she's not going to win it. I think the final two ends up being Bianca and Liv Morgan again. However, Naomi, we all want Jade Cargill. We want her to come back to reveal her attacker. I think it was Bianca as well as Naomi. However, I don't think we're going to get that Bianca reveal yet. I think we'll get it before WrestleMania. But I think Jade Cargill is going to like show up at Elimination Chamber and chase Naomi off, indicating Naomi was the one who attacked her, and just kind of like bleed that story into SmackDown the following week. And Bianca is going to get the chamber win. She'll beat Liv. They'll come down in the final two. Bianca gets the win, setting up her and Rhea at WrestleMania. But I could see the Bianca heel turn not being revealed until WrestleMania, where Naomi comes out, helps Bianca beat Rhea to win the women's championship, and then they keep their heel tag team together. I could even see like a Bianca Naomi versus Rhea and Jade match down the road. Like that would be fucking crazy fire right there. Yo, what's up, Robbie? Thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. You going to Elimination Chamber? Nice, man. Good.
Have fun.
The
That'll
show.
be a fun show. Yeah, I think it's
Ooh, I like that.
that'd be fun.
That.
I would be a whole. I would love that. I just think we got out of the tag thing now for Bianca. I think it was a good escape, and I think Jade and Naomi is a good first thing for Jade to do. It ends up being her. That's just how I would do it. And then we get Bianca Rhea. You just separate Bianca, let her go to Rhea. Main event. I'm using quotations when I say that WrestleMania, because it is that big of a match. And I think you can live as a tag belt. I don't know what you do with that, but I prefer Liv versus Alexa if that's the case. But yeah, they do have the tag belts. So I don't know what you make of that. But so Bianca's who I'm choosing.
Liv and Raquel against Alexa and Nikki Cross.
You could just do there you go. The Wyatt Six thing.
Yep, that's what I would do. You have to wake up at 2 a.m. Oh, you're flying there. Oh, shit. Nice, man. That's commitment right there. Good stuff.
The guys is working. Good luck. I was looking at odds, too. Like,
Cena's a minus 2,000, bro.
Yeah, he's not winning it.
He's going to win.
He's not going to win it.
You're just a homer, and
no.
I am too. He's going to win. All right, fuck it. All right, so I love what Justin said. Bianca and Naomi final two. Jade comes out, to cost the attacker. I hope that it was both Bianca and Naomi who attacked her. It's going to end up being Naomi, and I'm fine with that. But the men's, this match is going to fucking be a banger. This is like maybe the most stacked ass Elimination Chamber match I can remember in quite some time. We got Punk, we got Cena, we got Rollins, we got McIntyre, we got Priest with 5 former world champions right there, and we got Logan Paul. It's going to be a fucking great match, dude. I let you go first on the last one. I'll go first on this one. It's Cena. It has to be Cena. It sucks that it's Cena. I want it to be Punk in the worst way. I want it to be Punk. Like, just so badly I want it to be Punk, but it won't be. It's going to end up being Priest is going to end up eliminating Drew McIntyre. Drew is going to be the first one eliminated from the match by Priest. Drew's going to get pissed off. Claymore Priest. He's going to get pinned. Those will be your first two eliminated. It's going to come down to Rollins, Paul, Cena, and Punk. Roman's going to show up. Roman is going to lay out both Punk and Rollins. Logan Paul is going to pin both Punk and Rollins. And it's going to come down to Cena and Logan Paul as your last two. Cena beats Logan Paul and just crazy internet videos galore come from it. And Cena walks out your chamber winner and goes on to main event WrestleMania against Cody.
So I still do not. I get Logan Paul's. I completely get it. I get I was laughing because I'm looking at their views. I'm looking at their website or the YouTube page, and I'm chuckling because everything Logan Paul's in gets a lot of views. So I get it. I get why he's around because he's a big internet star. His podcast is like #1. People get their eyes on that. So Cena seems too obvious. The whole minus 2,000, like it's him and Logan in a repeat of Rumble now again as the final two. I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't think Cena's going to win. What is he doing? Only 2 stops in the European tour. I think everybody's fantasy booking this, but I actually still just agree with Justin. He said it from day one, and I actually just think it's perfect, and I think it's going to be what plays out, and I think it's just going to be this big chase. Cena can never win. He can't get anything done out there. You're going to do it. He'll part-time and come back, and then he's going to say, I'm going to do this now. He's like, I'm coming back, and I'm going to win this, and it's just going to keep happening. Because it allows him to be flexible on everything that he's doing too. I get it. Everybody it's big. Cena. It's huge. It's WrestleMania. But maybe he does, but I just don't see it happening. I think that's not going to be the case. I do think Roman is coming back 100%, probably taking out Seth for sure, and probably Punk. And I hate saying it with my bias, but I actually think that Drew is the one who's going. I think the Cody segment. I think The Rock's going to beat him senseless. By the way, Cody. When he declines them in that. And I think something's going to transpire at the end of that night when, like, Roman's going to come out. It's going to get all this confusion and the blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I think Drew is going to be the one who aligns with The Rock. And he's going to be your first-time, 3-time Elimination Chamber champion.
Wow. Damn. First of all, I had no idea that Drew would be the first time ever 3-time Elimination Chamber winner. That's cool. Damn, Drew. I got him going out first. You got him winning. That's crazy. Wow. It's a big difference right there.
I think if Rock's not unless this story has so many angles and turns and it's going to get wild, and it might, but maybe I'm overbooking the Rock story in my head, and I'm sure it's going to have some twists and turns. But who's better when Rock is part-timing the story, if he's not wrestling in it, to be the heel in that story against Cody other than Drew?
I'm with you. I do think it ends up being Drew. I just think that my way of getting to Drew is a little more dramatic.
Yeah, that I know, and it's fun. It is. It's much more fun that way. But in the end, they probably do it a little more simpler, and that's why I think The Rock still somehow aids and helps Drew. Then why all that stuff is going on in the chamber, and we have some wild finish to chamber, and it'll be fun. Triple H said it. Expect huge this Elimination Chamber. So
I'm excited, Robbie. I got one word for that. Yeet. Yes, sir.
When I looked at the betting odds, it helped me too. I was like, who stands out? Like, just like, and I looked, who was like Jay betting odds on Rumble kind of matched Drew, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
If I was betting
on
wrong.
This those betting odds are never right.
I know.
The last WWE betting odds show, they was like 3-3. They were like,
that's what I mean. That's why when the minute I saw Cena was like minus 2,000, I was like, oh, he's not winning. He's not winning. So that's my guess. I hope Punk. That's what I'm hoping for, and I still think he makes the most sense story wise still. But I think you could tie Drew into this, and if he's the guy that I think ends up with Rock, it just makes sense. And don't get me wrong, Drew, wildly deserving also. So, like,
yes.
He had crazy big year. I know he had the feud of the year, match of the take out the whole last 5 minutes of the Mania match. They had the match of the year. So another guy who also deserves it. So,
which is why I think they sell it as.
And they've been shaking hands, the whole sword thing.
Drew and Cody though. Drew and Cody isn't a huge main event.
I know.
Right? Let's be real.
They got to do. I get it.
Which is why it's going to be Cena Cody, and then Drew might get inserted into that match. Punk might get inserted into that match.
Well, how about this? So you get Drew Cody, and then, like you just said, there's your stipulation for your night one main event. The winner of Seth, Roman, Punk gets to go on the night two.
Now, if they did that, sign me up. But it doesn't make sense, though. But that would be awesome. It would be awesome. That's just pure fantasy booking.
Right, but that's why I said it. I think it's more simpler than what it is. And yeah. And then you get Cena, and then Cena, Logan Paul. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because here's the thing. Logan Paul, he needs somebody who's not going to be there every week. Like, he can't get out there and do a promo with someone every single week. We saw it this past week.
He can do it with AJ Styles because AJ's not great on the stick. So he
was just so far behind the other two in these last two promos.
Right. Which is why AJ is a good choice for him, because it evens the playing field for him.
Possibly, I could see that. But Cena would be good too, because Cena just won't be there. He'll be there a couple times to kind of build the matchup, and then he'll come back for Mania. So Well, Roman he'll be there. Take out Seth, probably Punk. But
yeah,
I
think so too.
Because although we'll see, who knows? They've swerved us every time we. That's my favorite part of wrestling, by the way, guys. Like, I enjoy not knowing a damn thing. And for anybody out there that doesn't know, I used to leave after WrestleMania. And I used to not watch again until Royal Rumble. And the reason I would do that every single year is I wouldn't know who was deserving. I wouldn't know who, like, I could throw all the stuff from watching these guys over the course of the year that you guys do out the window, and it's fresh to me, and I don't know a thing about it, so I have no idea who to pick and do things. So it kept wrestling new to me by leaving after Mania and coming back in Rumble. But now it's too, man, now you guys got me roped in, sucked in, and I watch it every week out there talking with you guys on the watch-alongs and everything. But that's what I used to do, so that's why I was the big casual.
Yeah, Justin more intrigued with Cena turning heel, joining The Rock down the road, getting another Punk Cena match. I mean, that's a huge match too. I mean, that's a monster match right there.
That Raw match between those two was so good. I'll never forget it.
Money in the Bank.
Ironically, the one who got to face The Rock, the winner of that match too. I just watched it the other night. That's why I was.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. It should have been a triple threat match. Rock should have interfered. Whatever. I digress. Any last thoughts on like the actual main event, which is Rock Cody? I mean, I think we hit that hard enough, right?
Nope, he's gonna beat Cody senseless. He's not gonna take it, and we're gonna get the turns of how we get to the whatever we do now. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, Rock, same thing. Cody says no. Rock says, you slapped me in the face. I gave you my Terramana. I offered you my hand. You were supposed to be my brother. Fuck you. And then just beats his ass down.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. Looking for Mama Rhodes again is what he'll be doing. Yep.
But I do got to fly now, so.
That's it. Yeah, that's all we got. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you have not yet liked the video, subscribe to the network and hang around because 1 hour from now, Circle of Debate, the flagship, is going live with Poppy and Justin. Streetz, any final words before we dip out?
No, can't wait. Tune in here Saturday. Elimination Chamber is going to be fun. It is very unpredictable. I know we're predicting it, but I still think it's very unpredictable, and that's what makes this so much fun. So I can't wait to see where we turn and how we go and how far off that I was. That's what I love. It's the one time I love being wrong because I always just sit there with my jaw open like, never thought of that. But yeah.
I love it. Yeah, very much so. Looking forward to Elimination Chamber. Looking forward to SmackDown tomorrow night to see the last show before the Elimination Chamber. So again, make sure you guys tune in live tonight.
I'm not looking forward to SmackDown, but I'm looking forward to the watch along. But I'm not looking forward to the actual show. No.
The watch alongs are always the best. Let's see. Justin says Streetz come on the watch along on Saturday.
Actually, I might. That's a good idea. I might actually come out with you guys. It'll be fun.
Cody lays out the Rock after he says no.
Ooh. That'd be spicy too. Either way, say it no. I just think the final boss character or whatever.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have to. That's
Sammy wins or okay, all right. Yeah, that would be interesting too, Justin, for real, man. But hell yeah. I don't got too much, man. Other than make sure you guys stick around 1 hour from now. Circle of Debate flagship. Be here. I'll be back tomorrow night for the SmackDown watch along, and definitely here for the Elimination Chamber watch along Saturday night. Streetz and I will be back sometime next week talking NFL free agency and recapping Elimination Chamber and all the goodies that came from it. But other than that, you good?
I'm good.
We good. We out.
Peace.
See you guys later. Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome